What if I told you the 2008 financial crash never really ended? It just changed its disguise. The same hidden forces, the same reckless behaviors, and the same dangerous illusions that brought down the global economy are all still here today. But this time the system is bigger, the debts are deeper, and the next crash won't just hit the banks, it'll hit you. This isn't a theory. The data is there, buried in plain sight. The question is, why are we being told everything is fine? Before the 2008 crisis, the world was caught in a dream. Cheap money, easy credit, and the belief that house prices would rise forever. Banks were lending money to people who couldn't afford to pay it back, packaging those loans into complex financial products called mortgage-backed securities. On paper, it looked brilliant. Risk was spread out. In reality, it was just hidden. Every layer of the financial world, from Wall Street to the ratings agencies to governments, played along because everyone was making money. But here's the twist. The people at the top knew it couldn't last. The roots of the crash stretch back to the early 2000s. After the dot-com bubble burst, the Federal Reserve, led by Alan Greenspan, slashed interest rates to near zero. Cheap money flooded the system. Suddenly, anyone could get a loan. Banks were told to grow, and they did, by any means necessary. New financial innovations like collateralized debt obligations, or CDOs, allowed Wall Street to turn risky loans into gold. Investors around the world bought them, believing they were safe, air-rated assets. But those assets were built on sand. Millions of mortgages bundled together, sold again and again, until no one knew who actually owned what. When greed took over from 2003 to 2007, it was a golden era of greed. Like Lehman Brothers, Bear Stearns, and Merrill Lynch made record profits. Home prices doubled. Wall Street executives earned bonuses that could buy islands. Credit default swaps, a form of insurance on bad loans, created a new layer of complexity. But behind the illusion of prosperity was a deadly feedback loop. The more debt created, the more money appeared, and the more everyone borrowed. It wasn't real growth, it was a credit bubble. A house of cards built on confidence, leverage, and lies. In 2007, the cracks began to show. Mortgage payments started failing. The so-called safe assets lost value. By 2008, panic hit the financial system. Banks realized they were sitting on trillions in toxic debt. Lehman Brothers collapsed, the largest bankruptcy in U.S. history. The government rushed in with bailouts, claiming the system was too big to fail. Trillions of dollars were printed. Interest rates were slashed again. And while ordinary people lost their homes, savings, and jobs, Wall Street walked away richer than ever. After the dust settled, regulators promised, never again. New laws, new oversight, and new stress tests were meant to make the system safer. But here's the truth they didn't tell you. The crash wasn't fixed. It was simply shifted onto the balance sheets of central banks and governments. The debts didn't disappear, they grew. Every dollar created to save the system made it more fragile in the long run. To stimulate the economy, central banks launched an experiment called quantitative easing, printing money to buy assets and keep markets alive. It worked. For a while, but cheap money doesn't make problems disappear. It just delays the pain. Corporations borrowed trillions for stock buybacks. Governments took on record debt to keep economies running. And ordinary citizens? They were told inflation was temporary. Sound familiar? It should. Because the same formula that caused 2008 easy money plus blind confidence plus moral hazard has returned. Let's look around today. Global debt has surpassed $315 trillion. U.S. credit card debt just crossed $1.2 trillion, the highest ever. And the same speculative fever is back, only this time it's tech stocks, crypto, and AI hype. Banks are once again heavily leveraged. Commercial real estate is collapsing. And governments are trapped, raise rates, and the system breaks. Cut rates, and inflation returns. It's the same movie, just with new actors, and the ending. It's already written because every bubble in history ends the same way. Confidence evaporates. The shocking truth in 2008, the system almost died because of a $700 billion problem. Today, the exposure is hundreds of times larger. Shadow banks, derivative markets, and global interconnectivity mean a failure in one sector can now ripple across the world instantly. And while everyone's watching the stock market, the real danger sits in the bond market. where trillions in government debt depend on interest rates staying low. If confidence breaks there, the fallout could make 2008 look like a rehearsal. So, what can we learn from all this? Here are 3 takeaways that might change how you see the economy forever. Crashes don't come from nowhere. They read the result of years of small lies adding up until the truth can be ignored. Money isn't destroyed in crashes, it's transferred. Every collapse redistributes wealth from the unaware to the prepared. History doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. The next crisis may not start with mortgages, but it will start with debt. The 2008 crash was a warning, but instead of learning from it, we built the same system, bigger, riskier, and more fragile. So ask yourself, when the next domino falls, will you be ready, or will you be caught in the same trap? If you want to understand how the system really works, and how to protect yourself from what's coming, subscribe to System of Money, because the next financial collapse won't be televised. It'll be experienced. System of Money. Understand the game before it plays you.